Alright guys, how's it going? Let me see if I can get this mic turned up just a little bit here. Check it, check it. Alright, here we go. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, so we're gonna go over some stocks. I've got a few things that I've got picked out here, and then afterwards, if you got anything you want me to look at or anything you want me to elaborate on, just put it in the comments and we'll look over it. Okay, so first I want to start off by mentioning, guys, I put up a how to draw and use support and resistance line. Now this is a longer video. It's about 30, 35 minutes, something like that. And I understand not everybody has the time to do that. I just wanted to put something out there that kind of encompassed it all, or at least touched on a little bit of everything. I'm going to put some shorter videos out, like, what's a candle, what's uh, how to look at a candle chart, what's the different types of candles, what is a support and resistance line. More like I'm shooting for like 5 to 10 minute videos on those. But I wanted to put this out so everybody could be on the same page if you wanted to on support and resistance lines, since we use them a lot on this channel. So let me start off by saying that, guys, don't sleep on the Twitter channel. I'm using it a lot. I post, when I go live, the certain stock information, news, things like that, charts, information, just all kinds of things like that. So with that being said, let's start looking at some picks here. This is the first one. This is Krispy Kreme D-Nut, and on it you can see right here we have a symmetrical triangle and a cup and handle within that symmetrical triangle. You see right here it's a cup and then the handle. Now what I'm looking for is it to break above this trend line resistance right here, the dark bold yellow line. And if we look at options on this for the big days, the 20th and the 17th, we can see that there's unusual volume at the 17.5 and the 20 strike. If we look at 17, we see the same thing again at the 17.5. I'm sure as the week starts to develop and this starts getting closer to just 1 week, you're going to see this 40-day one as it gets closer to 30 days, it start getting more, especially if they're still bullish on the stock. You can see that I've used this, even swung it once or twice. It's in an overall downtrend, but you can see how it's bounced here and then bounced here and went up. I caught this bounce right here, and I was waiting on another one. But then that's when we had the bad week, bad Monday, where everything kind of went down about 14%, I think, or 10%, something like that. And unfortunately, where this is a newer stock and it's already in a downtrend, it's one of the easier ones to kind of like throw away and get out of your portfolio. So I believe that's what happened with this stock. But I do believe that it's catching support. It's starting to slow down, as you can see here. And I'm hoping with these bullish signs on the 15-minute chart that this will start to show a little bit better. But I'm not looking at this until it at least breaks out of this trend line support here. So what I'll be looking for is it to break out of here and either come up to this line and over it and retest it, or come back down to this red line and retest it and bounce. If I see that, then I'll be bullish on this stock for options or shares. It normally, when it goes back to about 20. So you're talking about a $5 share stock on a $15 stock. So that's not bad at all. Now another one I wanted to look up. I have already bought into this one. It's a Lucid Motors LCID. And you can see here we've got almost a cup and handle. I mean, I guess you'd call that a cup and handle kinda, but I mean not really. If we pull up to the 4-hour chart, you can see how I've played this one. It swings up, bounces, swings up, bounces. Last time we played it was on this swing down. I missed the swing up, but on this, no, we did catch that swing up because it come back down and touched, and then we caught it again. That's right. So you can see on these supports is that if you watch the video, you buy on the upswing and you sell put or buy puts on the downswing. And right now it's setting up again. If we zoom in here, we can see that it's bounced off this support and heading up. Back to the 15-minute chart, we can see that it was really bullish Friday, and it stayed bouncing off the 15 EMA line into the after hours. So I do think this, if you go back here and look at the 4 hour on Lucid, you will see that it steps sometimes, how it goes up a little bit and then down a day or two, then up a little bit and then down a day or two. But ultimately, the trend line goes up on them, and then the trend line comes back down on it. It's even had some good days for day trading too. But this is one that if we look back at the options here, I think I got the 20th. So we can see the 25 strike, what I got here, has one of the more, a lot of volume on it as far as options go, closest to the in the money. Now, if we look further out of the money toward 30, we have a 36. Now, that's very bullish on this one because if we go back to the chart, we see that it does hit 30 sometimes, but not always. It's come close twice. And before even this little run, it's hit it back up in here, but that's months ago. So I played mine closer to this other one. And I'll show you a good way of looking at that sometimes. If you have, guys, the program I'm using here is Weeble. It's free even if you don't have an account for them. You just set up an email with them, open up an account with just an email. You don't have to have money in it. You don't have to have all that information you do on other accounts, just an email. And you can use this for free, and it's not delayed, nothing. I'm sure that if you get to using this, you'll probably like it good enough to put in an account. That's what I did. But it has Fibonacci retracement here. So if we go to it and we look, we go from the top here to the bottom. Look where that hits at. Right at that support line we drew, or in this case, resistance line we drew. So I picked that as my out point for my shares, and near that for my what I was shooting for was to hit my strike price and just a little bit over. I'm not going to try to ride a $25 strike up to $30. I'm not that greedy. I'm not going to chance it. I'm just going to take the meat and potatoes and go on. So that's what, 3, 2. Another one I've been looking at is a fintech, guys, I'm really bullish on fintech. Here we go. Look at this. Now, this is a lot like, this is a 4-hour chart. I've not had time to make these the colors I want yet. But you can see that this swings quite a bit, especially within this mark here around the 1418 up to the 2285, and has even went higher about 3 or 4 times within the last few months. But if we look down here where we're at now, we can see that I had a trend line drew, and it didn't break above it or it didn't break below it. What it started doing, let me go to the 15-minute. It started consolidating out. Let me squeeze this down here. And you can see that I thought I had a break above it, and I was like, yes, but it turned out to be a fake out breakout, and it's consolidating. But it not dropping below, when a stock goes up and consolidates, I consider that bullish. It means that it's found resistance, but it's also found support. They are people holding and even buying in that area enough to keep it propped up. So all it needs is a little bit more, people's not running from this stock. They're holding it. And you can see that we pull this out here. The average volume is 9 million. And the last, where is the regular volume? Right there. The Friday's volume was 4.3. That's not bad. The float, I think, is about medium. Where is the free float? Yeah, 130. So it's not, it's on the low end of the mid. Um, so that's not bad neither. This one, though, if we come back out to the 4 hour, where I was saying the meat and potatoes at on this one is at the 14.21 mark to the 22.71. Now that's good if you want to buy shares in that. That's not a bad little haul. That's 222. That's 59% if you can catch it at the bottom, and even from where it's at now, that's 34%. Or if we again look at options on this one, now each one of these ones I've gave you so far, they're good for options and shares if you're getting the uptick on it. If you're getting the downtick, it's really only good for puts. Um, but if we look here, this is the 20th. Look at this options: 9,000, 15,000, 11,000, 7,000, 7,000. If we go to the 17th, even it's starting to form. Look, 2, 2, 1, 1. This is a stock that normally gets like 2 to 400, and we're looking at in the thousands. That's pretty good volume for this. And another good thing about volume, guys, remember uh, if if a option doesn't go your way, you want decent volume in there, so it's easier to sell if you want to get out in a bad situation. If it's low volume, it's harder to get out. I've actually had to hold on to options before because I couldn't get out of them with low volume. That's the reason I like playing those higher volume ones too. Um, Two more here to look at. These are the ones I'm going over now is the ones I call swing plays. You know, they're not going to happen in a day. They could, but more than likely they're not going to happen in a day. Uh, usually swing them for a few days to a month. Most of them I showed you in here is going to be less than a month, probably a week or two. PLTR. Now, let me blow this up a little bit more here. The thing I like about these next two, Palantir, is that they do swing. They're not as consistent. I mean, they are around this area for options, but for longer swings, they're not as consistent. They usually take a little bit longer. Usually, to get the full breadth of them, if you're buying shares, it's around 3 weeks to 5 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that. About a month average. The last time I bought in right here, if we look at this, even if you're to get pretty close to bottom ticking it and go up to the top, that's 46 days. Now, there's no way I bottom ticked that. I know for sure I didn't. And there's no way I top ticked it. I know me too well. I just would have got the meat and potatoes. I can't remember exactly what I got out of this, but my guess is somewhere around the yellow line. But if we're looking right now, not only has it bounced, but it's showing a trend line support with higher lows. But if you look right here, if I was to draw a straight across line right there at that blue line, that means it's forming a a triangle, an ascending triangle is what they call that. It's where it's going up, but it keeps hitting this wall, it keeps hitting this resistance. And usually with these, they end up breaking out to the upside, but they don't have to. So what I'm looking for in this one, if we darken this up, let's go real dark so we can see it, and go the 15 minute. I'm looking for a breakout above this line to start playing this. So this one is just now setting up. I mean, if you want to be real bullish about it, I guess you could say um, as long as it breaks out and shows support above the orange line. But for me, I want that confirmation that's going to break out of that triangle. So I'm going to go with this yellow line up here. All right. Oh, another good thing about this stock that I found out, if we come, and this is a new tool I found too, guys, so let me show you here. If we go over to the browser, this is a, here we go. What in the world? That's probably, oh yeah, that's when I was looking at the price for it. Exit out. Okay. ARK Invest. Really? Right, when I want to show y'all something. Okay, so this is, it tracks ETFs and market makers, things like that. Like, look, we have ARK Invest, BlackRock, Global X, a little bit of everything, crypto and meme stocks. Now, this is a pay-for service, or you can use this free version. The free version is very limited. I'm looking to see if this is something I want to use more often. But if we look at ARK Invest and we go to charts, it'll show us their each individual ETFs, ARK-K, ARK-Q, ARK-W. So we can look at the higher ones here. Look, one of their highest ones in ARK-K right now, Palantir. Kathy Wood has bought a shit ton of this for the ARK Invest. And this has been from June 9th to August 5th. A shit ton, guys. Let's see if it's in anything else here. Yep, it's also in the RKW Internet one, Palantir, and that's a good amount for that one too. And each one of these are individual buys. Like, this is not including any of the stock from this ETF up here. So she bought a large amount for this ETF, and then bought a large amount for that ETF, and see, they're in alphabetical order, ain't they? Yeah. So for 2 ETFs, she's bought a shitload of Palantir for it. That's a good sign, because people watch ARK and they watch Kathy Wood and they see what she's buying. So that means it's getting good eyes on it right now. So let's go back to Webull here. And if you noticed on what I just showed you there was another one that a shitload was being bought with. On another ETF of hers, and this is LegalZoom. Now, when I first seen this, I about overlooked it. I was like, nah, I'm not interested in that. Mainly because they look like that. I was like, it's a new stock and it's all over the place. And I said, well, let's give it one more look. Let's draw some lines and look at it. When I spread it out here to start drawing lines, I looked. Guys, that's pretty much a W, a double bottom. Of course, you know, the wicks has hit a few more times. But the candles, the meat of the potatoes, has double bottomed and went up. Now, it's a new stock. So you got to kind of wonder, most new stocks that just IPO'd recently or come onto the main market, they usually don't do as well at first. And you can see that in DNUT, you can see that in DD, you can see that even in Hood the first day or two, and then it shot up. So if we're looking here, the meat of this is in between this orange line and that orange line. Or you could even go as far as to go to the outer red lines. But I like to go right at the meat of it, the orange lines here. So right now, it's hit that and looks like it's coming back down. If we go up to the 15-minute, we can see right here. So what I'm looking for on this one is, will it hit this resistance and continue down, or will it break resistance and continue up? If it breaks resistance and continues up, like the trend is showing here, then we'll have to figure out a different strategy about it. But if it continues down, that shows that it's going to be one of these support and resistance bounce plays until it eventually breaks out one way or another. So what I'm looking at on this one, since it's new, I'm looking out to see if it comes down to 37 below this yellow line right here. And if it does, I will buy puts on it. So let's look at puts. So this is a new stock. If we look at calls, it's got a few good calls going up, but they're actually losing money right now. Um, puts. Puts has got a few too. Let's go up to the 17th. It's got a good amount at the $30 put, which we was looking at 37 to jump into, so that would be a good one. And calls, it's got a call at 45. So even the people that are in this stock have skin in the game is undecided about it. So it would be a smart move to wait and see what it does. Will it break above 39 or will it break below 37? We just have to wait and see, guys, and we can make our play after we figure it out. Now, one stock I want to talk about before we start looking at a watch list for day trades and things like that is Nintendo. And guys, it's a OTC stock, and they are two of them. Nintendo Y, the cheaper stock. That's not Nintendo. Nintendo Y, which is the cheaper stock. And we can see that it just looks so bullish right now, doesn't it? It's died off. This was to do with earnings. And not because they missed or not because that they had bad earnings. They actually had really good earnings. Over $1 billion worth of earnings. It was because the people, even though Nintendo said that they wasn't going to put out a brand new console with new features, the people still decided, oh yeah, they're going to do it, and decided to tag on some more onto their earnings estimate. And because Nintendo A didn't do that, or B announced during the call that they're going to do that, then they missed earnings, which caused some people to be bearish about it and sell it off. I'll get into that here in a second, but I want to show you the other one here. NTDOF. Now, this is the other one. This is a $500 stock. The good thing about this one is if you have the money to put a few in it, well, both of them have dividends. One is twice a year, I think. I don't remember. But anyways, the Y one, I don't care much about the dividends on that. They're not bad dividends, but it's just, I think it's only a couple times a year. This one is only a couple times a year too, but if we go to corporate actions right here, yeah, it's what is yeah, so the ex dividend day here. This is in Japanese. Let me go back out here to the chart. That's in yen dollars. So if we go to this one, it'll show us in American dollars. So if you, on Webull, you see the D, that stands for, right there, dividend per share, twice a year, $10 per share, twice a year. $6 on the one before that, $6 before the one to that. So the fact that Nintendo keeps making more money, the dividends go up. Dividends are paid out as a percentage of earnings. So let me put you back on the browser here, and let me show you something here. I don't remember which one of these it is. Really, guys? Let me see here. Let me find the Nintendo after earnings announcement. You know what? Let me just Google it real quick. Maybe it was on the. Because this is that new platform I want to show you at the end. Is this Bazinga Pro? I got the free trial for us to try out um, this week. See, I like these one here. If you'd invested $1,000 back when we said two in 2001, you'd be a millionaire. Man, I really want to go over this one with y'all too because it was. I probably erased it. But anyways, the point is that I was going to get with it is that yeah, they're just so bearish on it. But I wanted to talk about the bad things that they were saying in it. But a couple of reasons. Nintendo always makes money. That stock, if we go even back to the chart, that stock here lately has been staying within a range, and all because they put expectations on it that didn't come through. It sold off during this time, but you can see that it usually stays within this $60 to $80 range. The high 60s to $80, and it's sold off now. When I seen that, the first thing I was like, "Oh my God, I got to get into that," because Nintendo is always up here. Now, they did come out with a new model, but it's the same Switch. It's just a better screen, is all it is. And Nintendo was smart in doing this right now. Have you tried to get a PlayStation 5? Go out right now if you got kids and try to get them a PlayStation 5. Tell me how that works out for you. I had to lie and stay on the internet for a bunch and everything to get my PS5. It was crazy, and it's like that because of a chip shortage right now. So Nintendo, they're already putting out so many new Switches already. Why would they want to jump in that and be short and get all that bad press from that? It'd be crazy to take the chips you have now and come out with a newer model that has just a better screen, and that way you can go ahead and get some off of people who wants that better screen, along with some big names coming out. Google Nintendo and Metroid, new 2D Metroid. Google Nintendo and new Zelda game. Those are new games coming out for Nintendo. Guys, this is my wheelhouse, is these gaming stocks. I'm a gamer. I like it. I know about these companies. Nintendo is not going to stay down for long. Now, with this kind of sell-off, you might be holding for a month or so, but it's not going to stay down long. And guess what? If you're brave enough to hold it to the beginning of the year, guarantee by February, April at the latest, they're going to announce that new console as long as the chip shortage is still not going on as bad as what it is now. And that new console is going to bring in so much freaking money. The Nintendo fans are rabid. Anytime Nintendo puts out something new, they tear it up. Look at opening day for new consoles, Nintendo consoles. Look at opening day for any other console. Nintendo fans are sitting outside in tents waiting to get that shit. PlayStation 5 games are sitting at their computer. Oh, I might get one. They are a rabid fan base. The stock is not going to stay down. But I've made my case on it. If you got any more questions, I'll see if I can't find that article and post it on the Twitter. So, with that being said, let me check and see if there's anybody wants me to look at anything right now. Okay, Spice. One of them is Spice. Let's look at it. That don't look too bad. That's a day chart. Yeah, Spice don't look too bad. I mean, this is one of the so-called meme stocks that they like to preach about, but I mean, it's found support. We can see right here. It's holding it. It's consolidating. It's actually starting to show bullishness. It's up over, on the 4 hour. It's up over the 50-day EMA. That's bullish. It's up over the 100-day EMA line. The only thing it got rejected it went over, but it got rejected at the 200 EMA line. Yeah, I think this looks good, especially if it gets over that 200 EMA line and will break this support. I'd be bullish if it got over the 200 EMA line. I would 100% be buying in on this if it gets over that 36. Yeah, that don't look too bad at all. Let's look at the 15-hour mark here. Yeah, we've had some good run-up days too. 31 to 35.62. And here's what I like. When it runs up, it don't crash back down to the 200. It runs out the 50-day EMA line into after hours. See, like you can see this time it ran up. It crashed all the way back down to the 200 EMA line. This time it didn't. And it's riding right now. The meat of it is riding up that 50-day EMA line all the way out. Here's one thing I've noticed just in these last couple of days. Every time it's touched this 200 or went under it, it's come popping back up. See, we go back here. Under it, pops back up. Under it, pops back up. Under it, pops back up. And now I think it's finally bullish enough. It's got the momentum to stay up over it and climb. I would guarantee that this stock is going to find its way up. Go right there. Let's actually bring it up just a little bit. Right in there. That way it's got this as resistance, this is support. See guys, this is what I was talking about on that video where it's hit resistance, come down, retested, bounce back up, and now what was resistance is now support. That's a very good sign. That's a very good sign. I think Spice looks good. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it in my watch list for this week. Yeah. Some ones that I do have in my watch list for this week. Now, more than likely, these are going to be day trades. It might swing to maybe a 2-day trade, but we'll just have to see what they look like. But, is this one of them? Yeah, this one does the same thing Spice did, like I was talking about. You just have to ride that 50-day EMA line up. We just have to see if it can break through the weekend and continue the same thing. AMC. AMC has kind of a weird cup and handle right here. It's low right now, guys, and going into the week. Listen, right now it doesn't even matter if you believe that it can squeeze again or not. Because big institutions are coming in and buying this. People believe in that squeeze. They believe in the failure to livers, and they believe it's coming this week, which means this week is going to be very bullish for the AMC stock. And if the S&P 500 can stay up and green, it's going to even bring even more. And if this stock starts moving, you're going to see a lot of FOMO. That fear of missing out is going to eat people alive, and it's going to go. And even if it doesn't squeeze, I look for this to go as long as there's that bullishness and we can see a little bit of uptick. It's easily going to hit that 40 mark, and then it's easily going to hit that 50 mark. If we can keep hitting these milestones and keeping them without being pushed back down, this stock can roll this week. But it's going to, it's going to take some people not getting scared and getting out. But this stock can roll this week. And I'm very bullish on it this week. This was a good dip buy. I bought some at the bottom here. Actually, I bought some at 33 and then bought a little bit more when it started coming back up here. I think my overall on it is 31 something. So yeah, I'm very bullish on AMC. Another one we was looking at, MMAP. Now this is another squeeze play. And what I like about this one is, for one, it's cheap. And two, it has found this support. The lowest it's been in a very long time, if we come out to the 4 hour, has been down here around, let's see, this is around March and April, this area here. So even if we go back to that, that is around the 248 mark. It is 330 right now. So we can see the last time that it spiked up here, it went into the 5, 6, and all the way to the 11 mark. And if we see this hit $5 again, it's going to soar. But it is very little risk for a lot of gain because it has hit this support line here. It's showing that it doesn't want to go any further than this downward. Now, can it? Yes. That's the reason I said it is a risk. With every stock you have some risk. But you're risking about $1 to possibly make $3, $4, $5, $6 on each share. You risk 1 to 5. Your P&L is 5 to 1. That's great for a stock, guys. There's very little risk for a lot of upside on this one, and you can get in cheap. So that is what I like about that. Some others over here. This is one I was looking at. I like this one, even though it's running hot here a little bit. This is a good one. You can see how it's been bouncing. And if this one ever breaks out, this is going to do really good too. But this one bounces. And you can see even like some of these bounces, that's 1078 to 1480. That's over a $4 bounce. And you can see a couple of times it's done that in a day. So I'm putting this on my watch list to see what it does. Any is another one I'm watching. Now guys, like I said, these are just watch lists. These are not recommendations to buy. They are showing things that I like to look for when I'm looking for day or swing trades. You can see how this one popped up in the after hours and then come down and found support at this 50-day EMA line into the after hours. So any is another one I'm watching. And look at this, works. Found perfect support. And it keeps hitting this resistance, not fully breaking out. But it is very bullish. This one actually is one on my top list. Here's another one in my top list. Westport. You can see how it come up in the after hours. It found support at this 50-day EMA line, bounced, and went up. Now guys, if you know my channel, you know that a couple of the EMA lines I watch the 15 and 18 together. I watch the 50-day and the 200. I also have the 100-day in there because it's another common one people use. But it is very bullish going in, and because of that, it is at the top of my list too. What's some other ones here? BTB is another one bullish going in. This is another one I found on the Lucid thing. I think ARK had bought some of it too. It's a crypto mining thing. So is BTB. Is a crypto mining thing. This one BTB is Bit Brother Limited. BTBT is Bit Digital. And look at that. Ever since crypto's been going up here lately, it has too. Fallen that 50-day up. And each time it hits the 50-day EMA line, it bounces. Boom, bounces, boom, bounces. And it went into the after hours on the 50-day. So, of course, when things open up, I don't buy the first 15 or 20 minutes because it's very volatile. You see stocks go down, up. You don't really have a good idea. So this stock could drop within that first 15, 20 minutes. I'm looking to see what it does after that. So you can see right here, it dropped. Right in here, it dropped. So I expect the same thing to happen Monday. It's what it's going to do after that we're looking for, guys. Let me check and see, make sure nobody's checked in on us yet. It's saying my chat disconnected. Guys, if you're part of the Discord, you can put me, you can tag me a message in there and I'll look at a stock for you. It's not showing me. Let me see if it's showing on the page. Yeah, if you can't get a stock out and you want me to, if you can't get through on the chat, then hit me up on Twitter or something. I'll get back to you on there with a picture and a message on it. Yeah. All right. So, guys, before we go into our next little thing here, and then we'll be done for the night, if you find any value in what I'm doing here, and I'm not getting paid to do any of this, and I've just trying to help people out and do things like that. If you find any value, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share it with your friends. Let's get the word out. Let's grow this community. Let's have people really really wanting to be a part of it. The more people we have in here, the more we can grow this channel, the more things we can do with it. Like, let me show you some cool features I'm trying out. And maybe if we can figure something out, maybe we can get it long term. But this right here is a program. Let me switch over to browser. This is a program I'm trying out for us this week. Yeah, right there it is. This is Bazinga Pro. Now, it is very expensive. The cheapest one is $100. The middle one, which seems the best one, I think, is $170 maybe, something like that. I don't know. I'd have to look. But it has some really cool features. One of the best ones here is a squawk box. Best way I can understand it is it gives information out during the day at different times. As soon as it gets in, it comes out over the squawk box. Now you can see right here it's saying connected, looking for signal or waiting for audio. That's because it's not during the trading day. Now this right here is their advanced news feed. You can put in screening categories. You can type in, like right here, I put Nintendo looking. It has a chat over here. If we go back out, this is one of their setups. It has a news feed, a signal feed, a stock. We can put it in, and your watch list. Do things like that. And even on here, you can change the little thing up here, the indicators and stuff like that. What am I got? Yeah, the screener right here, I've got it set up. Now, one of my favorite screeners to use right here, and we're going to go over this real quick. This is one way that I'll look for stocks for the next day. Now, this is, I have some of my own inputs that I use, and we'll go over that on a video later, but I want to show you the main one I use if I'm looking for small, like quick swing trades or day trades for the next day. So I go to screener, you go to all. Now this is finviz.com. They have a pay for version or a free version. This is all on the free version. You don't have to pay for this. Just finviz.com. So if we go right here to unusual volume, go to industry, put in stocks. We want to go to market cap. We want to start out on the small, then we'll go to mid. We want to put performance today up, or in the case of you using it of the evenings, it would be the day of the day before, or whatever. We want to go to current volume. We're going to start here. We're going to go over 1 million. Start there. Now you can see just in what we put in here, it's narrowed it down to 21. A lot of times it's even less than that. But you go to charts. Now in this one, I found out that these charts are just about useless. What in the world is going on here today? Because it's a day chart and you want to go on a smaller time scale. Now on the support and resistance line, it works pretty good. Sorry guys, I might just have too much stuff pulled up here. Trying to show you all a bunch of different stuff. Let me pull it up on a new one here. Screener, signal, unusual, stocks, current volume over 1 million, market cap small, performance up to date, charts. There we go. Now, what you can do is you can start pulling these up on right there's one of them we're looking at for tomorrow, WPRT. But this is the 1 day chart it's showing here, which it's hard to get a read on these as 1 day. But let's look at XENT. So let's go over to Weeble, type in XENT, and let's start out on the 4-hour chart. We can see that there's a gap up. We can see that it looks bullish, consolidated out, looks bullish going into it. But I really don't like the way that looks going into tomorrow. So let's try a different one. That one was BYSI. Now, if this one was to bounce off in the morning, this 50-day EMA line, now this one right here wouldn't be a bad one to look at. And see, we can put this one on our watch list for tomorrow, just to see what it does. That's all a watch list is just to see what it does. So you can also come back out here. We can change this up to mid-cap. You see on the mid-cap it gave us 11 of them. Look, Yelp is on here, and it even gave us some trend lines and stuff to go by. Let's check out Yelp. So there's a sell-off, but you can see that there is some green. It did find support. It's not too high of a stock. I don't know. I mean, I'm not very bullish on this, but it doesn't hurt to check it out. It did get run up some and run back down. So, I mean, you could do that one if you wanted to. Let me get another one onto. Yeah, I mean, it found support on the 15 EMA. Even got the one little one, so you can check it out going into it. But those are things you can do, guys. You can also even switch this up here. Let's take this off. Let's take this off. Well, let's take this off. Let's take unusual volume off. So we've kept the mid and the industry. Now we want to go to patterns, and let's go to horizontal support and resistance strong. Now that's 75 stocks, so that's a lot. So let's only look some with some current high volume. Let's go with over 1,000,000. Now that brought us down to 12. We can see this now here looks like it's got a good support, and it's got a multi-top going on resistance. Let's check out AEO. God, did I just show you that and not even put you on it? Yes, sorry about that. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Let me go back here. So look, I changed up. I took the signal off. We left the industry as stock, and we took performance off. We left market cap at mid. We changed the pattern right here to horizontal. See, it's got different patterns. You can go with triangle descending, triangle ascending, wedge down, trend line support, horizontal support and resistance, channel up, channel down, multi-top, multi-bottom, head and shoulders. You can do all that on here, and it'll pull them up. So whenever we did that originally, it gave us a bunch, so we put the volume up over 1,000,000. And now we're looking at, see, this had a multi-top. It's got good support, and it's at a decent price range, around $34. AEO. AEO. Well, that's not AEO. AEO. Let's pull out to the 4 hour and let's see if we can see what they're looking at here. See, they look at the 1 day chart. Yeah. So if we come right here, I want to go right there, and I want to go right there. So let's go back to the 4 hour now. And look, it's already bounced off and come back up, and we still have from 34 to 37. So, I mean, if you got quite a bit of money and want to buy 40, 50 shares of that, that probably wouldn't be a bad little payday. Or you can try calls. Here's what I like showing people on this stuff. So we just picked that stock out on there, right? Let's look at calls. I've not looked at this yet. Wouldn't it be funny that we have unusual volume at the $35 strike and the $36 strike? Wow, let's look at the chart again. The top resistance line is 37. Them strikes are right before that. Huh. Ain't that amazing? I'll bet you other people use FinViz too. But that's the beauty about it. I mean, people use these same things to look at it. They also look at their own stocks. They also draw support and resistance lines. They also look at EMA lines. And they're buying over the same stuff I'm showing you right now. What happens when 100 people see the same buy signal that looks good to them? 100 people buy. You know what I'm saying? All right. So I've got one last pick for y'all that stay to the end. Now, if you didn't stay to the end of this video, you're not going to get in on this, and this one is a good one, guys. Square. After this one, we're going to call it quits. Square is a stock that I watch all the time. I'm long on it, and also I know a lot about this stock. Now you can see right here it bounces a lot in between this. You can see over the last, here's a day chart, the last since it's been up, it's overall trending upward. But you can see right here it's hit this support at 284. You can even call it down here at this one if you want to at 276. And it always gets rejected. Now I do believe that this is going to 300 by the end of the year, probably by October. Probably on this next bounce. But what I do know is it is going to bounce again. It's done it since right there, December 8th of 2020. So it is going to bounce again. Now, even if it comes all the way back down to 200, which it has done before, that is 219. So let's go to options and see if anybody else is looking at this too. And we're looking at puts. Look at that, 21,000 on a 240 put. Now I bet you this stock is going to 230 again before it keeps on rising. So a good volume. You can see about every so often there. You got a 2,000 at 265. But the reason why you see a lot up here at this 240 is it don't even have to reach it to make money. You can see it's already starting to make money. But look at the price. You got at 116 and cheaper from 247.5 down. At 240, it is $65 right now to buy. Wow, that's cheap for Square. And this stock bounces like crazy. I mean, guys, this is a great pick. But do your own DD. Don't listen to me. Go to the stock, put it on the 4-hour, draw your own support and resistance lines, and look at it. You will see the same thing I'm seeing. But, alright guys, we're done for the day. This is it. Have a good one. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and hit that little bell icon. Go to Twitter. Keep up with what we're doing. Alright, bye.